Hello and welcome to Rajya TV. You're watching News Tonight with the host Rajat. Now, before we go to the headlines, there is a small appeal by Rajya TV to all our viewers. Please stay safe from COVID-19 pandemic. Wear face masks, wash hands and face regularly and maintain physical distancing while stepping outside. Remember, these simple precautions are all that it takes to defeat the pandemic. Well, now it's time for the headlines of the day. No laxity till nation has a vaccine. Prime Minister appeals to people to adopt COVID-19 precautions in festive season. Assures that India is making progress on developing vaccine. Government working on plan to distribute it to all. Single-day COVID-19 cases fall below 50,000 for the first time in 3 months. Active cases below 7.5 lakh. Cases decrease in 5 most affected states. Election to 10 Rajya Sabha seats from Uttar Pradesh and 1 from Uttarakhand notified. Last date of filing nomination is 27th October. Voting to take place on 9th November if needed. Spending limit for candidate contesting Lok Sabha and Assembly polls increased by 10%. Election Commission recommended a hike due to difficulties in campaigning due posed by COVID-19 restrictions. Nomination process ends for third and final phase of Bihar election. Voting for 78 seats in this phase on 7th of November.
याद रखिए, जब तक दवाई नहीं तब तक ढिलाई नहीं। त्योहारों का समय हमारे जीवन में खुशियों का समय है, उल्लास का समय है। एक कठिन समय से निकलकर हम आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। थोड़ी सी लापरवाही हमारी गति को रोक सकती है, हमारी खुशियों को धूमिल कर सकती है। 2 गज की दूरी, समय समय पर साबुन से हाथ धुलना और मास्क लगाना, इसका ध्यान रखिए। और मैं आप सबसे करबद्ध प्रार्थना करता हूं, आपको मैं सुरक्षित देखना चाहता हूं, आपके परिवार को सुखी देना चाहता हूं। ये त्योहार आपके जीवन में उत्साह और उमंग भरे, ऐसा वातावरण चाहता हूं।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has urged people not to be complacent till there is a vaccine for coronavirus. In his 7th address to the nation since COVID-19 outbreak in the country, the Prime Minister on Tuesday pressed on the fact that even if lockdown has been lifted, the pandemic in country remains. He appealed all should remain during the festival season.
त्योहारों के इस मौसम में बाजारों में भी रौनक धीरे धीरे लौट रही है, लेकिन हमें ये भूलना नहीं है कि लॉकडाउन भले चला गया हो, वायरस नहीं गया है। बीते 7-8 महीनों में प्रत्येक भारतीय के प्रयास से भारत आज जिस संभली हुई स्थिति में है, हमें उसे बिगड़ने नहीं देना है।
Well, the Prime Minister said, compared to resource-rich countries of the world, India is saving more lives. He said the country's fatality is low and recovery rate is good. Modi added that growing number of tests has been a major strength to fight against COVID-19 pandemic.
आज देश में रिकवरी रेट अच्छी है, फैटेलिटी रेट कम है। भारत में जहां प्रति 10 लाख जनसंख्या पर करीब 5,500 लोगों को कोरोना हुआ है, वहीं अमेरिका और ब्राजील जैसे देशों में ये आंकड़ा 25,000 के करीब है। भारत में प्रति 10 लाख लोगों में मृत्यु दर 83 है, जबकि अमेरिका, ब्राजील, स्पेन, ब्रिटेन जैसे अनेक देशों में ये आंकड़ा 600 के पार है। दुनिया के साधन संपन्न देशों की तुलना में भारत अपने ज्यादा से ज्यादा नागरिकों का जीवन बचाने में सफल हो रहा है।
The Prime Minister also maintained that government is earnestly working towards developing, manufacturing and distributing COVID-19 vaccine to every citizen whenever it's available.
बरसों बाद हम ऐसा होता देख रहे हैं कि मानवता को बचाने के लिए युद्ध स्तर पर पूरी दुनिया में काम हो रहा है। अनेक देश इसके लिए काम कर रहे हैं। हमारे देश के वैज्ञानिक भी वैक्सीन के लिए जी जान से जुटे हैं। भारत में अभी कोरोना की कई वैक्सीन पर काम चल रहा है। इनमें कुछ एडवांस स्टेज पर हैं, आशास्पद स्थिति दिखती है। साथियों, कोरोना की वैक्सीन जब भी आएगी, वो जल्द से जल्द प्रत्येक भारतीय तक कैसे पहुंचे, इसके लिए भी सरकार की तैयारी जारी है। एक एक नागरिक तक वैक्सीन पहुंचे, इसके लिए तेजी से काम हो रहा है।
The Prime Minister once again reminded all to follow COVID-related precautions like wearing a mask, washing hands regularly and maintaining social distancing. Vice President M.K. Naidu has appealed to every citizens of the country to not let the guard down and fight against COVID-19. In a tweet, Vice President Naidu said people should stay cautious during upcoming festival season. As rightly advised by Prime Minister in his address, Vice President urged people to continue the fight against coronavirus by wearing masks, washing hands and maintaining safe distance till a vaccine is found and normalcy is restored. Well, let's take a look now at the latest COVID-19 situation. The single-day cases in India dropped below 50,000 for the first time in nearly 3 months. India's active coronavirus cases that account for actual caseload remain below 8 lakh for the 5th day in a row.
For the first time in last 3 months, India reported cases below 50,000 on Tuesday. 46,791 new coronavirus infections in the last 24 hours. 587 deaths were reported, keeping fatalities below 600 for the second day in a row in the same period. Total infections in the country have now crossed 75.97 lakh. This includes over 67.33 lakh recoveries, which is the highest in the world. Total deaths are 1,15,197. Active coronavirus cases remain below 8 lakh for the 5th day in a row. There are 7.48 lakh active COVID-19 cases at present, comprising 9.8% of the total caseload. The recovery rate has improved to 88.63%. 9.61 crore samples have been tested so far, with 10.32 lakh samples tested. While many countries are reporting a fresh surge, India recorded 310 cases per million population in the last 7 days, which is amongst the lowest globally. The global average in the same period is 315. India also recorded 83 deaths per million in the same period, that is also amongst the lowest across the world.
भारत में जो केस पर मिलियन पॉपुलेशन है पिछले सप्ताह का वो केवल 310 है। विश्व का औसत 315 है। यदि डेथ प्रति मिलियन पॉपुलेशन देखें तो हम अभी भी विश्व में सबसे कम डेथ प्रति मिलियन के देशों में से हैं। हमारे यहाँ 83 डेथ प्रति मिलियन पॉपुलेशन है, जबकि अन्य देशों में ये 150 से लेकर 700 प्रति मिलियन तक है। विश्व का औसत भी कहीं अधिक है और वो 142 प्रति मिलियन है।
However, as the festive season in the country approaches, experts have warned of a possible increase in cases in the coming months. Globally, the infections have topped 40.2 million with over 1.1 million deaths. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, the World Health Organization has warned that pandemic situation could worsen in winter months. Then warning comes amid sharp rise in COVID-19 cases, especially in the northern hemisphere. The agency is asking people not to become complacent in the fight against COVID-19 pandemic.
As the northern hemisphere enters winter, we are seeing cases accelerate, particularly in Europe and North America. As cases go up, the number of people needing beds in hospitals and intensive care also increases. I know there is a fatigue, but the virus has shown that when we let our guard down, it can surge back at breakneck speed and threaten hospitals and health systems.
The United States remains the worst hit nation with over 8.4 million cases and over 2,200,000 deaths. It's followed by India and Brazil, reporting over 7.5 million and 5.25 million cases respectively. Russia's daily tally of new cases surged to a record high of 16,319 on Tuesday. It now has over 1.43 million cases. European countries are tightening restrictions amid surging COVID-19 infections. On Monday, Belgium introduced new measures including a night curfew and closure of cafes, bars and restaurants for 4 weeks. Britain had a daily count of over 18,000 cases. Its caseload is over 7.41 lakh cases. The government has imposed regional lockdowns in country to contain the virus. It has ramped up control measures to limit the spread of virus. Wearing of masks is now mandatory, bars are closed, gathering in public places have been limited, while a 4-week curfew is in place in 9 high caseload cities. Germany's COVID-19 cases rose by 4,325 on Monday, taking its tally to over 3.66 lakhs. Italy has imposed fresh anti-COVID-19 measures after reporting over 11,000 new infections on Sunday. New measures include restrictions on movement and gathering, reduced opening hours for pubs, bars, restaurants and other business. Globally, COVID-19 cases have surpassed 40.72 million, with the death toll surpassing 1.12 million. Nearly 30.5 million people have recovered worldwide. Meanwhile, several countries including the US, the United Kingdom, India, Russia and China are racing to find a vaccine. Over 190 COVID-19 vaccines are being developed worldwide and 44 of them are undergoing clinical trials. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh on Tuesday approved a new version of procurement manual of the Premier Military Research Institute (DRDO). The new procurement manual will facilitate simplified procedures for involvement of private sector, including startups and micro, small and medium enterprise in various research and development projects. Further, it will allow faster execution of research development activities. Procurement Manual 2020 aims at achieving the goal of self-reliance in defence. All deals, projects and research initiatives in DRDO are guided by Procurement Manual. The government aims to make India a global hub of defence manufacturing and has initiated a series of reforms, measures to encourage domestic defence industry. Well, the Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways, Nitin Gadkari, laid the foundation stone for India's first ever multi-nodal logistic park in Assam via video conferencing. The park will be built at the cost of 700 crore Indian rupee at Bongaigaon district under Bharatmala Pariyojana of central government and will provide employment to 20 lakh people. The park will also provide direct connectivity to air, rail, road and waterways to citizens of Assam and other parts of Northeast. The virtual event was attended by Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal, Union Minister of State Jitendra Singh and other ministers of Assam.
सोनवाल जी को और आसाम सरकार को धन्यवाद दूंगा कि आज का ये जो मल्टी मॉडल हब है ये आने वाले समय में आसाम में करीब 20 लाख डायरेक्ट इनडायरेक्ट रोजगार निर्माण करेगा और ये आसाम का आर्थिक प्रगति और विकास में ग्रोथ इंजन होगा.
Well, 4 terrorists were killed in 2 separate encounters with security forces in Shopian and Pulwama districts of Jammu and Kashmir on Tuesday. Security forces launched a cordon and search operation at Malhura in Zainapura area of Shopian following an intelligence input. The operation turned into an encounter when militants opened fire at security forces. 1 terrorist was killed in the exchange of fire on Monday evening while another was shot at on Tuesday morning. In another operation in Harkipura area of Pulwama district, 3 terrorists were killed by security forces. AK rifles, pistols were among the arms and ammunition recovered from the scene of encounter. Well, time for a short break. More on the other side. Keep watching News Tonight. 5 million subscribers. 1 million subscribers in less than 10 months. Over 17 million hours of content watched online. RSTV, one of the fastest growing YouTube channel. 5 million subscribers, the count is on. Defeat coronavirus. Let us always remember, wear a mask. Wash hands. Follow physical distancing. Together, we'll succeed. Together, we'll win against COVID-19. Welcome back. You're watching News Tonight on Rajya TV. On to some other news story. The spending limit for candidates contesting Lok Sabha and Assembly elections has been enhanced by 10%. The decision is based on recommendation by Election Commission. The hike was recommended keeping in mind difficulties that candidates may face in campaigning amid restrictions imposed, including those in holding rallies amid the pandemic. The hike in expenditure limit will help candidates contesting Bihar Assembly polls as well as by-polls to a Lok Sabha seat and 59 Assembly seats. Over a month ago, the Election Commission recommended 10% hike in expenditure for all elections held during COVID-19 pandemic. According to Law Ministry notification, the maximum expenditure a candidate can incur for campaigning in Lok Sabha polls is 77 lakhs. It was 70 lakhs so far. For assemblies, it has been hiked from rupees 28 lakhs to 30.8 lakhs. Maximum expenditure limit for candidates to spend for campaigning varies from state to state. Well, filing of nominations for third and final phase of Bihar Assembly elections ended on Tuesday. So far, over 340 candidates have filed the nominations for third phase. Scrutiny of nomination papers will be held on Wednesday. For this phase, polling will take place in 78 constituency on 7th of November. Bihar will vote for 243-member assembly in 3 phases, 28th of October, 3rd November and 7th November, and the counting will be held on the 10th of November. Well, JNU President and Chief Minister Nitish Kumar held multiple election rallies in poll-bound areas. Addressing a public meeting at Bhore, he said in his 15-year tenure in the state, his government has worked for women empowerment, adding that due to Jivika self-help group, crores of people have come out from vicious cycle of poverty. Addressing a rally in Buxar, BJP President JP Nadda highlighted achievement of both central and the state government.
ऊपर मोदी जी और नीचे नीतीश कुमार दोनों हाथ से हाथ मिला करके आगे बढ़ने का काम करें। किसी को भी चुनना है तो इस आधार पर चुनो कि उस पार्टी ने और उस व्यक्ति ने, उस कैंडिडेट ने पीछे क्या किया है। अगर पीछे उसने अच्छा काम किया है तो आगे भी करेगा, और पीछे अगर गलत काम किया है तो आगे भी वो आपका भला नहीं करेगा। इसको आपको समझना चाहिए।
Well, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath also forayed into battleground Bihar, where he asked people to vote for the NDA to come back to power. He addressed rallies in Kaimur, Arwal and Karakat. Addressing a rally in Agion, RJD leader Tejasvi Yadav said that this election is for elevation of Grand Alliance. He addressed election rally in Bhojpur, Jahanabad, Aurangabad and Patna in support of candidates of the Grand Alliance. Addressing a press conference in Patna, Congress General Secretary Randeep Singh Surjewala criticized the state government over law and order situation in the state.
हम ये चाहते हैं कि बिहार में एक नए फ्रेश आइडियाज के साथ, एक नई स्फूर्ति और ताकत के साथ, तेजस्वी जी युवा हैं, नौजवान हैं, कुछ करने की उमंग है, तो इसलिए वो नए हैं, युवा हैं। कांग्रेस के पास तजर्बा है, सरकार चलाने की दृष्टि है। जब ये दोनों का मिश्रण होता है और दूसरे साथी भी जो मुख्य धारा में आकर काम करना चाहते हैं, उनका स्वागत है। तो हम एक बेहतरीन सरकार यहां देंगे।
Well, notification for elections to 11 Rajya Sabha seats, 10 from Uttar Pradesh and 1 from Uttarakhand, was issued on Tuesday, and candidates can file their nominations till 27th of October. The elections will take place on November 9th.
Members who are set to retire are Chandrapal Singh Yadav, Javed Ali Khan, Ravi Prakash Verma and Ram Gopal Yadav of the Samajwadi Party, Arun Singh and Neeraj Shekhar of the BJP, PL Punia and Raj Babbar of the Congress, Rajaram and Veer Singh of BSP, and Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri. Scrutiny of nominations will be done on October 28th. The last day of withdrawal of candidature is November 2nd, and polling and counting of votes will be done on November 9th. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, Railways is operating 392 special festival trains from Tuesday till 30th November. These trains will run in addition to existing special trains of 40 days to accommodate the festival season. The new trains are bound for destinations like Kolkata, Patna, Varanasi and Lucknow to cater to growing demand in the holiday period of Durga Puja, Dashera, Diwali and Chhath Puja. A Railway Ministry statement said trains' fare will be similar to those applicable for special trains, indicating their special charges will be levied. This could make tickets costlier by 10 to 30% as compared to fares of mails and express trains, depending on class of travel. Passengers will need to follow social distancing and wear masks for the travel. At present, 666 mail and express trains are running, while all regular trains have been suspended indefinitely in view of the pandemic. Well, 20th October 2020 marks the third World Statistics Day. The day intends to emphasize the importance of data authenticity and credibility. The theme for this year is connecting the world with data we can trust. The theme reflects on importance of trust, authoritative data, innovation and public good in statistical systems. It's essential to find trustworthy data to process and analyze because of misinformation and data manipulation. This day seeks to address these issues. World Statistics Day is International Day to celebrate statistics. Created by United Nations Statistical Commission, it was first celebrated on 20th October 2010. The day is celebrated after every 5 years.
Current, reliable, timely and trusted data help us to understand the changing world in which we live and to drive the transformations that are needed, leaving no one behind. The coronavirus pandemic has further elevated the importance of data to save lives and recover better. Our recently launched Data Strategy for Action by Everyone, Everywhere is an agenda for data-driven efforts to provide greater insight, impact and integrity as we strive to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. This day is an opportunity to recognize the statisticians worldwide who work to provide reliable data, adhere to the fundamental principles of official statistics, and build more resilient and insightful data ecosystems. On World Statistics Day, let us commit to invest in and support the vital role of data in meeting the challenges of our time.
Well, that's it in this bulletin of News Tonight. Thanks for watching Rajya Sabha TV. But before we leave, we would once again like to appeal to all our viewers to stay safe from COVID-19 pandemic. Wear face masks, wash hands and face regularly and maintain physical distancing while stepping outside. Remember, these simple precautions are all that it takes to defeat the pandemic. Stay safe. Thanks for watching Rajya Sabha TV. Good night.